back, everyone, to Cal Poly Entrepreneurs Week 10. Thank you for showing out today. I know it's the week before finals, so things are just really like, want to get it done. So we appreciate you coming out. Today, we're going to be doing some really cool stuff. It's going to be super laid back and chill, but it's going to be really fun. Oh, look at that. Sophie rolled in. So yeah, before we get started, we have a few announcements. The first one, we have a company pitch. So I'm going to pass off the virtual stage to Joseph, and then we'll get started. Do you need to share any slides, screen share, anything?
Yeah, I'll screen share a little bit at the very end there.
Okay. So do you have permission already, or should I put you there?
I do not know. Let me.
Kaylin, can you pass that on?
I'll do a quick test.
For some reason. Sweet. Thank you. All right, the stage is yours.
Alrighty, 1 second. Let me get it all. Alrighty, so how's it going, everybody? My name is Joe, and I am bringing to you Macroscope. So Macroscope is my 3D food printing concept. It is my goal to produce nutrient-specific 3D printed snacks. And so I want you to be able to go online and to order virtually anything you want from, let's just say it's like 10 grams of carbs, 2 grams of protein, and a gram of fat, shaped like blueberry or tastes like blueberries, and it's shaped like a pyramid. I want you to have full freedom with your snacking experience, because currently I feel that the market doesn't serve the user's needs in a specific enough way. Things are designed in just kind of a one-size-fits-all manner, and I don't believe that serves us in this day and age. We have the power to change that. And so the process that ultimately brought me to Macroscope was, it's honestly been a pretty long dynamic road, but about 8 years ago, I got a really bad concussion while playing soccer. And one of the most powerful tools for recovery in my concussion was nutrition, in having a very regimented process. And with that, I gained a really strong appreciation for just how powerful the variation of your diet can be, whether that be the nutrients you intake in terms of the ratios of them, or any exclusions of nutrients specifically, like anything like gluten and things like that. Just through the process of healing, I had to experiment and learn how impactful nutrition is on our bodies and on our health. And with that, I've learned that the control we have over it really dictates how we're able to engage with life. And yeah, that's pretty much the little bit there. I'll take you to our website, which is very, very rough. My Squarespace skills are developing, I would say. Just a little show, eatwithmacroscope.com. If you've got some time, I've started to put together a little survey at the bottom. I would love to hear some feedback you have around any 3D printing experience, feelings, hesitations, or desires. So with that, I'd love to hear any questions. Oh, last little bit. Our team is rounding off very nicely, but currently I would love to close it off with a nutritional chemist, someone who's really specialized in the skill of looking at the base constituents, the chemical elements of food, and how to apply them together to reach our end product. So I need to create the substrate that is going to be printed. I have a good chemistry background, but I would like someone more dedicated and isolated in that field to work with our team. And actually one other member on this call right now, Troy White, has joined the team recently too, and he's helping bring in our marketing side of the team. And so if you know anybody or you'd like to join in or have any questions about it, let's talk.
Sweet, thank you so much, Joe. If you could drop in just like contact info in the chat, so if anyone's interested, they can reach out to you, that'd be great. And also the website, if you want to drop that in there too. Yeah, that was a super cool idea. That's awesome. All right, and let's get started. Let me throw this up there. All right, if you just rolled in, welcome back everyone to week 10, Cal Poly Entrepreneurs. We're gonna be doing no guest speaker today, just me and you, a little fun time. Before we get started with the topic, we have a couple of announcements that I'll pass the stage to Kaylin to do, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, so the first big thing is that Cal Poly Entrepreneurs and the CIE, we are hosting our annual Startup Career Fair this week, Friday. So attendees will have the opportunity to sit in 3 keynote speakers with the, as mentioned in the flyer in the middle. And then we also have networking, actual companies and startups, and then a lot of Cal Poly student startups from the Hatchery and Accelerator teams coming in to showcase what they're working on. So it's an awesome event. We're hosting it on a virtual platform called InEvent. So we're off Zoom on a cool new platform, easy to hop from booth to booth, easy to network with one another. So I want to let you know of that opportunity. I'm going to drop the link. This is the Google form to sign up. Once you fill that out, we will send you an email on how to get onto the InEvent platform and get set for Friday. So Arman, and then if you want to go to the next one. And then this is a one of the startups that will be featured on Friday. The CIE is looking to create a team around the COVID-19 saliva testing. So for those who are on campus or in the SLO area, Cal Poly switched from the standard COVID-19 testing to saliva testing, which we're implementing and using, and that was developed in-house by 2 Cal Poly professors. So we're looking to build a team around this and to really make it into a business. So if you are interested in being a part of this team, be sure to attend the Startup Career Fair on Friday, and there will be a booth detailing more. So that's it, Arman, and I'll pass it back to you.
Sweet. Yeah, you definitely don't want to miss this Friday. It's going to be super cool. The club's been working really hard to get it set up. It's going to be a really great opportunity. So, yeah, click on that form, fill it out, and let's get things done. All right. So today, what are we doing? We're achieving goals, baby. That's what we're doing. We're achieving goals with Arman Avedian. I thought that this would be a great topic right before, break. So it's going to be super good. Regardless if, self-development or you're running a company, there are goals that need to be achieved, and entrepreneurs are very goal-oriented people. So I want to help you achieve your goals. I'm gonna give you some tips on how to do so. Today we're not gonna be talking about goal setting. That's a whole other topic that would take so long to talk about. So this is just getting things done because I like action verbs. Today what we'll do is I'm gonna give you a little overview of what we're gonna talk about. Then I'm gonna give you some tips using like an example of one of my goals, and then we'll go into breakout rooms and we'll start getting things done. I think that covers it. And then we'll come back here, do some announcements, and we'll wrap up the day. Sweet. So I want to start off with a little quote from a TED Talk about achieving goals. And basically says, I'll read out loud. What stands between us and achieving even our most ambitious dreams has far less to do with possessing some magical skill or talent, and far more to do with how we approach problems and make decisions to solve them. I think this is really important keeping in mind because you don't have to have a 160 IQ or be born with like a basketball in your hand to, achieve great things. We're all capable of doing stuff, and people who have succeeded in the things that we want to succeed, we're all at stage 1 at some point. So it's just a very optimistic approach, just like eye-opening. It gets you going, gets you motivated. You can do it to be your little motivator. So overview for today, 4 little things. It's gonna be break it down, recognize distractions, just get started, and take advantage of free resources. And so before we hit those, I wanted to share some of my goals, put myself on spotlight here. These are majority of these are like long-term goals, some of them short. I didn't include short-term goals, but anyway, the one we're gonna be using as examples, the first one is read 50 books in 2021, and we're gonna be using that example for like the rest of the overview, just to explain better. But yeah, those are my goals. Hope I didn't put myself too much. I didn't expose myself too hard there. But here we go. So break it down. The first thing you want to breaking it down. You want to think in little pieces. So let's say my goal is 50 books, right? I'm not going to think about it as 50 books. I'm not going to think about it as one book. I'm not going to think about it as a chapter. I'm going to think it as a page. Oftentimes when we think about our goal, it's too much for us to comprehend of like, oh my God, I'm going to go and do this. Like, holy crap, how am I going to read 50 books? If I think about it, that's like that's a book a week. That's freaking crazy. And that can get overwhelming, and that's how failure happens. Oftentimes you see it every New Year's, and I'm sorry if I'm calling you out, but people sign up for the gym. They're like, I'm gonna do this. They go, they work out for 3 hours one day, eat super healthy. They don't eat anything that they like for like a week, and now they're burnt out. They're not gonna keep going. It's not sustainable at all. And so in the long term, you have to think marginal. You have to think marginal improvement. You have to break down your goal into really like the fundamental core things of what it is. I'm not reading 50 books. I'm not reading a book. I'm not reading a chapter. I'm going to read one page at a time. And you can even go further and say, I'm going to read one sentence or one paragraph or one word at a time. But break it down. First thing you want to do. And then recognize your distractions. And look, these are my distractions, by the way. Video games, social media. I just put TikTok because it's like the easiest one to, open, and then it's an hour later and like, shit, I've been here for an hour. And Netflix. I'm not saying these are bad. These are great. De-stressors are as important as achieving goals. You need distressors to achieve goals, but recognize the time that you're giving to it, your relationship you have with these apps. Like, when are you going on them? Chances are high, like in times that you could be giving like 15 minutes to improving and possibly making strides towards your goals, you're giving to stupid stuff like this that you don't really need. So distractions are good, but really realize the time that you're giving up. And then just get started. This is probably the biggest one. My little snowball visual. If you put on your shoes and you step outside, you're going to go for your run. Okay. If you like close your Netflix tab and you open your homework tab and you just start reading, you're going to end up doing homework. And so the most important thing is that you just do it. And I get that's the part where people get stuck. It's like, I'd much rather watch Netflix and do homework. But that 1 second decision, it literally takes a second to just press like close a tab and open a new one, is going to get you like back on it. And it's as easy as that. Succeeding is that easy. So there's your snowball effect. And then lastly, take advantage of free resources. There's a reason why people say college is not for education, and it's because education is free. Education is literally everywhere, and it's so accessible. You want to read a book, there's a free PDF online. And so 3 of the most important resources that I have found in the past year are: 1, YouTube, your network, and LinkedIn. So first of all, YouTube, if you search anything, if you search how to, your YouTube feed can end up being the most productive YouTube feed in the world. We're entrepreneurs. We understand how data works. We understand how advertising works. They're going to give you and they're going to feed you what you want to see. If you show them that you want to see things on like productive stuff, they're going to give you productive stuff. And then you're going to keep learning, keep succeeding. Sorry if that sounds like my life is really sad, but my YouTube actually does have like SNL and cool stuff on there. So I'm not a complete bummer. And then the second one is LinkedIn. If you don't know, LinkedIn has this thing called LinkedIn Learning, where there are over 16,000 courses, some free, some paid, on literally anything and everything that you can take. And the really cool thing is once you finish a course, it adds it. I mean, we're not achieving goals to add things to our resume, but still, it's always a pro. Once you finish a course, it adds it as like a certified skill and a certificate under your LinkedIn profile. So that's super cool. And it literally has courses on everything. It's really dope. LinkedIn Learning. And then I personally keep a bunch of notebooks on the stuff I learned off of YouTube and LinkedIn. I find it, I treat it as equally as my regular education. So that's a little self tip that I have. And the last is abuse your network. You're in college. That's probably the most valuable thing you're going to get at college. Most entrepreneurship stories you listen to of like crazy startups, it happened from the people that they met at college and not the things that they learned at college. Elon Musk, yerba mate. I mean, 2 different, but like, hey, Cal Poly Pride, right? And you're part of this sick ass club. Cal Poly Entrepreneurs has so many cool people. You're a part of the Slack channel. You're part of, this community of people, creative thinkers and doers. Take advantage of it. And so that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be going to breakout rooms and just talk about it, take advantage of each other. Someone probably knows something about something that you don't or know about or want to get involved in, or your goal might be something else that someone else has achieved. So we're going to be going to breakout rooms, about like 5 people. Unless there are questions about my presentation, I kept it very short because I'd rather y'all do the talking and the networking. And yeah, any questions or comments or anything before we jump into these breakout rooms? So wrapping up, a couple stuff. I want to leave you with a quote. It's the first quote I ever took note of. I have a quote wall at home. This is the first one on there. It says, if you want to achieve your highest aspirations and overcome your greatest challenges, identify and apply the principle or natural law that governs the results you seek. That's by Stephen R. Covey. It's from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think, you know, when I read this quote, I just think like simplify things. You know, there is, if you're like a really sciencey person, then there's a, you know, you think in scientific terms, there's a scientific reason for everything. And so just dumb it down to like the absolute foundation of things, and, you know, don't cloud your mind so much. And yeah, just think simply and life will be easier for some things. And then second, this is the TED Talk that first quote was from. This is also my favorite TED Talk. I've watched it like 5 times. First time I saw it, I sent it to like everyone I know. How to Achieve Your Most Ambitious Goals by Stephen Danier. He's a professor from UCSB, also author, decision-making professor, and coaches like startups and executives, all that jazz. Great TED Talk. I'll leave it there for like 1 second so that you remember it if you're going to watch it. And then, oh, can I get a drum roll for this part? Because this is pretty cool. What's about to go down. Thank you. Sweet. Next meeting. Okay. Spring quarter is starting off with a freaking bang, like just like an absolute like nuke. All right. Hydro Flask founder Travis Ross Batch. I think that's how you say his name. Ross Back, maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I should figure that out. That's my job. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Hydro Flask, like what? So that's gonna be the first meeting of spring quarter. So, you know, we're gonna kick it off super strong. The, you know, a little sneak peek, but next quarter is looking real saucy. We got some crazy people coming. It's going to be crazy. So between now and next quarter, don't miss us too much. I hope this meeting was super cool and you got something out of it. If anything, just you got a little study break. Good luck with your finals. Good luck with everything. Thank you so much for coming out. I know it's a super busy time, so I appreciate you making the time to come out. And as always, if you want to stay connected, here are our social media handles and website. All our information and everything, videos are posted there from the meetings. If you want to go rewatch some of them, or if you missed any, and everything we do plus special stuff are posted on our social media. So make sure to follow, like, comment, all that stuff. And yeah, and oh, if you're not on our Slack channel, I will get a link dropped in that. Kaylin, if you could take care of that for me, please. And good luck with finals and have an amazing spring break. Thank you everyone for coming out today.